Continuing year 6, we find ourselves 23-17, about a quarter of the way through the season, and I'm feeling pretty good overall about how the season has started. There are some things I definitely want to see us do a little bit better, but it's a long season. You're not going to be the same team every month, and although the offense has underperformed, I just believe in the talent that we have, that we can do better than we did the first 40 games. And, you know, if we need a boost, I also feel good about our chances of using prospects to go and get that upgrade that we need. So I'm really hoping by the time we get to the trade deadline and the All-Star break, these numbers look better. And if they don't, we're going to have a couple conversations. But when it comes to pitching, the biggest question mark this year, I just feel really good about the state of the bullpen right now. You've got guys like Hendrick Haynes who are having career starts to the year, and although it's not a huge sample, not a lot of innings, you really can't be upset with the way things have gone in the bullpen. Like, Penn Murphy's been perfect to this point. He has not given up a run in 12 innings, yet is seeing some regression across the board. So, we'll see what ebbs and flows continue throughout this season. I wanted to start, though, by talking about Joe Michael a little bit. Like, we've seen definitely a couple stinkers out of him this year, and so is Michael regressing from the Cy Young form we saw a year ago? Has he maybe taken a little bit of a step back? Honestly, not really. Like, he is giving up more walks and hits this year. There's no doubt about that. The whip is up almost 40 points, which is concerning. But at the same time, the home run rate is down. His FIP is very good at 3.1. The strikeout rate's a little bit down. 5 quality starts and 8 tries. Not worried about Joe, and I think that he's doing just fine. And last episode, we had to replace Logan Gilbert, and did so with Henry Vasquez, and he has come in and delivered some impressive strikeout performances. Had 14 strikeouts in a start last episode, and we'll see where he continues on from here. He's had 3 quality starts in 4 tries, and an astonishing 13.5 strikeout rate, which would be number 1 on this team. Let's take a look at our strikeout rates here, and he is there at the top, above relievers, Ricky Griggs and Aaron Ashby. And then you got Cole Phillips, who has a 9.2. The issue with him is that when he's not getting strikeouts and the ball's in play, that's when the damage is happening, it seems. But his advanced numbers are solid. We're going to stick with them here, and it's only been, like 8 starts to this point. So let's get into more games today. We got a little road trip here, and we started it off by losing 2-3 in Cleveland. Now we're out in Baltimore, and we beat their ace, Tristan McKenzie. Or, he's not their ace, but I think he's their number 2. And we win this game 6-1 behind a 4-inning first and a complete game from Joe Michael. No shutout. They scored in the 3rd, but Joe Michael does what Joe Michael does. Ken Waldichuk is next. We lose this game 6-2. And in the deciding game 3, another stinker, and we lose 8-2. It was Cole Phillips starting this game and leaving after 4 innings and giving up 5 runs. So that's back-to-back series losses. We head to DC for the next series, and we're bottom 9 with the Nationals trying to win it, and they cannot. We've had a series of wins like this lately where we are lucky enough to force extras, and then we take care of business in the 10th or 11th inning. Cam Cope puts up a good start here once again, and Penn Murphy continues his perfect stretch to start the season. We're a quarter of the way in. He has not allowed a single run. Because I'm talking about it, that streak's probably going to end here in no time. Henry Vasquez versus Mariano Castillo. That's one heck of a matchup there. A 10-1 victory is huge. Wow. I don't know if that was all against Castillo, but we put up 4 homers in this game. Cruz and Vargas went yard in this, and Vasquez, 1 strikeout in 7 innings. That is going to crater his strikeout rate a little bit. But that's still a phenomenal start for a guy who wasn't expected to make a huge impact for us this year. And Castillo went 5, giving up 3. It was Jake Bennett who had the worst outing here for the bullpen. So we're going to come out of here with a sweep in DC. And Joe Michael earns another victory in the finale. That leads us into a series against the Angels. And right now we are the front runners in this division. But every team right now is at least 500. So we'll see how competitive things end up being. But it looks like, about as big as this series in May can be. We open things with a 5-1 loss against the Angels, and they scored all their runs late in this one against Jordan Romano and then Kendrick Haynes. Waldichuk put up a good start, and we've been getting mostly excellent starts from the rotation here in today's episode. But we got a situation here. It's 2-1. We're bottom 9. And we're trying to see if Luis Arraez can get a big hit. We know Camilo Doval well. He's had a number of saves against us. He's going for another one here, and he's in there to Arraez with the cutter. So Royce Lewis is at second base, a hit from scoring, as we look to force perhaps another extra inning game, but an 0-2 count. Arraez is the guy I want up here if it's an 0-2 count, and he swings at a pitch that hit him. Not the most graceful way to end a game as the Angels take the first 2 in this series. Patrick Sandoval, he was a Cy Young contender for them a year ago, and he pitched like it here in today's game, shutting us out. We did get a run in the 9th, but clearly it wasn't enough. And the Angels now are starting to feel like they can build a lead here in this division. We only scored 2 runs in the first 2 games, and as we go to the next day now, tied in the 9th. Trying to cover a lot of ground here in these episodes. We will get to a full game experience today, but I hope you're enjoying as I alter the format a little bit. It's not totally different, but just trying to get more progress, of course. So, Doval is available. Warming up. Brian McGraw's on the mound. And Guerrero's up with the winning run at first base. And he pops it up in foul ground. 1 gone. Well, already a 3-run homer in this one for Franmil Reyes. Wouldn't mind to see him double dip. And it's in the air, center field, and run down by Mike Trout. 2 gone. Miguel Vargas is going to try and win this game for us. We talked about him all the time as a lefty specialist, lefty masher, but the script has completely flipped on him. He's declined against lefties, but now he's just smoking right-handed pitching, and he's become an everyday player. I guess I prefer this, of course. 0-1 from McGraw, and it's in there. And a cold-blooded take as he tries to work this count back in his favor. Ooh, a big lead over there. Cabrera getting back in time. Cabrera's got okay speed. If we can see something here in the gap, we'll see that unleashed a little bit. 3-2 now to Vargas. I've seen at least 3 fouls and over 3 pickoff attempts. The magic of editing will make this a little bit quicker as Vargas draws the walk. The winning run moves to second base. And this is Tyler Soderstrom's chance now. We'd love to take these other 2 games and split this series. Got to get that 7th run. Another 0-2 count. 2 extras we go. Soderstrom down looking. And this one's going to continue for a little bit as Kendrick Haynes puts his excellent numbers on the line here, getting into the 10th inning. You know, I've wanted to see him be one of those guys you can trust when there's runners in scoring position. So it's a perfect chance for him to show if he's grown a lot as a pitcher. Top of the 10th, and the 2-3-4 hitters coming up here for LA. So I'm guessing it's Ward, Cruz, and Trout. Good luck to Kendrick Haynes. Does he go? Yes. Ooh, the changeup to get ahead. I'm guessing we see Duvall in the bottom. And this one is belted out to left. Cabrera runs it down. And the advance from second base. What do you do with this guy? He had a big homer against us in the previous episode, I believe it was. O'Neal Cruz. Go ahead, run at third. Strike one. Ooh, tried to get one there on the bottom edge. He went around. Okay, 2-2. You really want to get a strikeout or a pop-out here in extras, and Cruz has other plans. He does it again. O'Neal Cruz burying us late in the game all over again. It's his 13th of the year. That looked to be a slider that was center of the zone. You don't get away with that. That's going to be a tough one to come back from. Kendrick Haynes gives up his biggest hit of the year. Arenado, that's right. So they got Trout, Arenado. I think that, what's his name from the Nationals? Name escapes me right now for some reason. I think he's still there. Rendon. Maybe Rendon and Arenado are sharing reps at third base. I have no idea. Or maybe Rendon's long gone. I don't know. It's year 6. Foul. Strike 3, though, on Nolan. Camilo Duvall, 15 of 16. So they got the big hit off of one of our top relievers this year. Can we do the same? Royce Lewis. He's got to step up his offensive impact for us, and now would be an excellent time to do it. I swear, every time we see him, though, he's just striking out on pitches that aren't even in the zone. That is going to drift foul, it looks like. Could be playable. Certainly is. One gone. Dylan Carlson entering this at-bat 3 for 3 with a trio of singles. We've counted on him for a number of big hits. We're here to ask if he's got anything left for us. The 0-1 is fouled off. 2 strikes on Carlson. Wow, a piece of it. And it's on the ground. Out there, and it's 2 gone for the A's. Zach Geloff has 3 singles, and his numbers are looking quite impressive. Now, we count on him to smash lefty pitching. This ain't a lefty. It's one of the best right-handed closers for our rival team. Game on the line, strike 1. He's been clutched, though, 350 with runners on base, or runners in scoring position. Can you do it? 0-2. Another 0-2 count, man. I've yet to see us get into a favorable count, it seems. And the game is over. Camilo Duvall saves as O'Neal Cruz picks up another game-winning home run against the A's. This is going to be an Angels series victory in Oakland. Really tough loss here, and this is going to allow the Angels to build up a bit of a lead, and they're up 3 games now, 31-20 on the season, 8-10 or 8-2 over their last 10 games. In the finale, we're not winning this one, 14-4. Really a statement-making win here in this series for the Angels, as we only mustered 12 runs in these games. They put up 14 in the finale alone. It's a 4-game sweep. And they put up 17 hits in the finale. Who the heck pitched? Vasquez. And then everybody else, was pretty bad as well. If we were to think about where this team could use an upgrade, I think that you got a couple options. The outfield is once again not giving us a lot of production, but that's Cruz and Dunn, 2 players we're trying to develop here for the long haul, and then Dylan Carlson, whose numbers haven't been spectacular. We're getting pretty good play out of Vladimir Guerrero. We're getting solid play out of Trace Sweeney as well. Vargas is playing pretty well. It's not like there's a spot that's just tanking the team, yet we have so many games where we score just a couple runs. I would like to point out that down at AAA, we're seeing Gregorio Uribe become kind of the leader of that bullpen. He's had 24 innings this year, 27 strikeouts. It's a really good year for his development as he goes up to 74 overall. Thankfully, we don't really need him right now at the majors. He can continue developing. And down at AA, you got Edgar Gonzalez from that same draft class, who's now approaching the 70 overall range, also having pretty similar success. And then Eddie Enriquez, he's gotten hot, but his numbers are going to need more starts if they're to get to an acceptable point. But pretty excited about the upside of Enriquez going forward. Gerald Landis, last year's first-round pick, also off to an impressive start. I'd also like to point out an interesting development we have down at AAA. So Max Muncy, he got a lot of starts in 2027, 2028, but did not end up making the team this season. Instead, at AAA, he's been a starter, and he's really not hit the ball well at all. He's kind of been a liability. And what we've seen is Robert Puason now starting to put together a more consistent offense that really began last year, and it's carried over with even more power this season. In 45 games, he's got 14 doubles, 5 triples, 5 homers. He's slugging .553. I never counted on Robert Puason to slug .553. But now, starting to look like somebody that we might want to think a little bit harder about with his future. So we suffer a really tough series loss here in May, losing all 4 to the Angels. But we stay at home to continue this little homestand. And Joe Michael, he's looking to go the distance here and get us back on track. That's exactly what he does, and why it's so valuable to have a guy like Joe Michael. When I was growing up, the Twins had Johan Santana. And I remember the first 5 or 6 Twins games I ever went to, they lost. I decided from there on out I wasn't going again until Santana was pitching. And I finally got to see my first loss. I think that was close to my birthday one year. Johan Santana was a part of a 2-hit shutout against the Royals. You could always count on the Twins to beat the Royals in that time. And Santana to give you a good start. That's what we got here from Joe Michael. Nothing else went right in this series. Michael didn't pitch. He comes back, gets us back in the win column. We come back the next day. We knew it was going to happen eventually. Blown save in the 9th, lose it in the 13th inning. Looks like Penn Murphy's stretch has come to an end. His first blown save of the year. There's never a good time. This was particularly a time where I'd like him to get the save. We take this series, though. We'll accept that. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And we're going to work our way into the month of June now. And we're going to do so by dropping 2 to the Sox. Michael comes back, and he's going to shut him out again. Joe Michael's going to carry this team. And that's now, that's back-to-back shutouts. I don't know if he's ever gone back-to-back like that. But we only scored 2 runs, so he had to be near perfect. Lost the series, too. So after a couple more series, we check the standings, find ourselves 3 games out of first, Angels 10 games above 500. Here are the Rangers now, sending us down to 3rd place. We've got a good month now until the All-Star break hits, and we've got to start playing some better baseball immediately. And we're going to get reunited with Michael Soroka here today. Now, I did sim past the first game we played against him, which was last episode. It was in Oakland, and Soroka had gone 5 1/3, giving up 4 runs, striking out 6. He took the loss in that game. Now we're going to play him in his new house with Ken Waldichuk taking the mound. We haven't played our best baseball here in this episode, and now we got ourselves a road trip that if it doesn't go well, we could find ourselves at 500 or possibly lower. And we're going to take on Michael Soroka in the first game here at Seattle. So far, he's been pretty solid with his new team, and I think we've done an okay job replacing him. And then Ken Waldichuk's going to make the start. Soroka, start number 12, a 2.4 ERA, a flat 1.0 whip, and he's doing a pretty good job racking up strikeouts this season. He's almost at 1 per inning, so that's a little bit above, I think, his career average. And I've shaken up this order a little bit. Like, this team needs, I don't know, like, when things aren't going well, it's hard to just leave things where they are. So I got Don batting a little bit lower. Vargas has better on-base numbers. I bumped up Trey Sweeney, who's got better on-base right now than Aaron Don. Maybe that's the way we got to go. As Soroka deals outside. So he was a big part of our rebuild. Now trying to help out the Mariners get back to the postseason. Miguel Vargas leading the day for us and waving 2-2. Outside, Joe Michael was named May AL Pitcher of the Month, and going back-to-back shutouts to close things probably made that decision an easy one. 3-2 to Soroka. Ooh, tied him up, strike 3. That one kind of confused me a little bit. And then we go to Sweeney in the 2 spot. I think I have Don hitting like 6 today or something like that. Third best ERA in the American League. Not bad there for Michael Soroka. Joe Michael is right behind him at 251. Even after 18 shutout innings here in his last 2 starts, he's still not quite at Soroka's ERA. And that ball is smashed to right center. Sweeney back. It is gone. Hello, Michael Soroka. Good to see ya. I think Joe Michael's ERA might be better now. And that is 6 on the board for Trey Sweeney. I don't know, maybe some of this lineup shakeup will be a little more than temporary. Sweeney deserves to bet a little bit higher. Definitely feels good to get one early. 1-0 Oakland. Rolled it through, base hit Franmil Reyes. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. follows, and the sinker misses low. Soroka's made it a point to use his slider a lot early on. We've gotten a good look at it. 2 hits off of it already. And Guerrero tries to follow it up, but he skies it, and it's playable. So there's what we got going on today. Arise, he's in the 7th spot. His numbers were a little bit lower, and they're trending up now in this episode. Feel like I'll be constantly shuffling things around this year at this rate. Soderstrom, 273 now. That's with 7 home runs, a 437 slugging. You look around and you see like pretty good numbers on the team, but again, just the total runs scored, the home runs, they're not where you want them to be. Going the other way now. Twisting, but caught. And that's the end of the top of the first inning. We get one big swing from Trey Sweeney. 1-0 lead handed off to Ken Waldichuk. Start number 11. Strikeout numbers aren't phenomenal, but he's not walking many. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, and I think we'll end up in that like $8 to $12 million range, depending on how good his numbers end up being. And we'll see if he's still a part of our future. Got some young pitchers I'm excited about, so we're prepared, I think, either way. Rich Cervone is up first for the Mariners today. And a 3-2 count to the leadoff man with Enrique Zapata on deck. All right, Soderstrom, you're calling for the slider. Good idea. Strike 3. And a slow roller to Arise at second base. We are getting Zach Geloff a lot more reps over there. If Arise numbers didn't trend in the right direction, I was going to be okay with getting Geloff even more playing time, but Arise doesn't stay cold for long very often. Oh, same with this guy too. Juan Soto, an OPS over 1,000 here, about 50, 60 games into the season. Trying to pitch him away, and we do to an 0-2 count. Can you throw something good enough, though, that Soto will chase? Base hit left field. Julio knocked down by Guerrero. He will step on the bag and wrap up the first. Here is Aaron Don. 12 stolen bases on the year. He's hitting .259. It's going to be hard to see him being a two-time All-Star after this season. Just hasn't had that high impact, and, you know, the offense has always trended a little bit lower, I feel, when the outfield's not giving us a lot of offense, and that's where we find ourselves right now. I'm not even sure. We might be around like 10 combined homers for our outfield at this point. Aaron Don skies it into left center field. So he's at 4 homers, hitting .259. Yusniel Cruz is struggling, and he's in the 9 spot. Like, there's nowhere else to put him at this point. He needs to get his reps, but he's not really boosting the offense. Arise in there now. His on-base numbers are pretty solid. 9 homers at the same time. Probably time to move him back up the order. It's okay having Don a little bit lower, but our outfield might be in a spot where we're best off keeping those guys, you know, 6, 7, 9, or almost all 3 in the bottom third. I feel like you just need a lot more out of your offense or out of your outfield than we're getting. Even if our middle infield is better than most. Arise hits it the other way, and that's going to be a routine play. So I talked about Don. Now Carlson, .227 with 3 homers. So that's 7 home runs combined for the outfield without Cruz. I think he has 3. So it feels like we've seen Carlson do well in certain moments, but it's certainly not been consistent. That's on the ground, and Soroka puts us down in order. Front door slider from Ken Waldachuk. Cole Young, the batter, he's hitting .215 on the season. Gets a piece. Ooh, I think he went on that. It's strike 3. Falling behind Christopher Morel now. It's 3-0. But as I think about our batting order right now, I'm up for suggestions at this point. Like, what is a good batting order for this team given the context of where everybody's at this season? It's a 5-pitch walk to Christopher Morel. Oh, it's into center, and Dawn has to play it on a hop. And it's going to be tested to third base, and the relay got him. Usually with a relay, the extra throw takes too much time. But that was a perfect feed from Trey Sweeney. This is kind of turning into the Trey Sweeney episode here. And Cal Raleigh's going to bounce it right to Trey, who makes a perfect throw. Okay, 6 homers for Cruz. So that gives us 13 combined outfield home runs, which isn't like an important stat, but The outfield's a spot where you expect a high degree of offense, and we're not getting it. But Cruz has gotten hot in his last 10, hitting the long ball. Wouldn't be opposed to another one. Pitching him away, though. Soroka getting ahead 1-2, all in the same little quadrant. And then he nearly hits him. And the slider puts him away, strike 3. I've had a lot of feedback to change Miguel Vargas' primary position. Now, he's not listed as a third baseman. I play him there because it's secondary. And when you play at a secondary position, your ratings are a little bit worse. So, you know, I think a lot about, like, okay, should I change a guy's position because that's where I'm playing him? That misses outside 3-2. So I think about, like, should I change a guy's position because, you know, I want to play him at this spot. It'll make his ratings a little bit better. I think it's a little cheap to do it if you're just like, okay, this guy's a full-time second baseman, but now I want to play him here. Maybe after, like, a year of starting somewhere, it's kind of fair to change his position. Vargas left field, and it's gone. Oh, that's an upper decker. 2-0. I think he's been starting there enough, though, to where now it's fair to have him listed as a primary third baseman, is what I'm trying to say. So, I agree. I think it's fair, you know. I try to keep my stuff realistic and make sense, and I'm not trying to give myself all these unfair advantages, but guys change positions, so why not here in the series after plenty of starts, primarily in one spot. 2-0 Oakland. And here's the guy who gave us the first of 2 homers. Ooh, a little late. Shot down the line, a fair ball from Sweeney. We shake up the batting order, and these two are giving us a reason to make this a little more permanent. Just a beautiful hit the other way, too. Those are always so satisfying to watch. Hoping we're not done here in the third. It's Franmil Reyes. Big cut, and he was not close to hitting it. Up the middle, base hit. Here comes Sweeney. He will score. 3-0 Oakland. Look, the top of your order simply needs to produce. Maybe if we can optimize top third of this order, we can get the scoring where it needs to be. Because the players themselves are fine. And this is going to get knocked down at third base. Guerrero beats out an infield single. What a great inning this is turning into. And then you got the Soda Man. Tyler Soderstrom pops it foul. Ah, that could be 2. Started by the lefty. Got him. But we got 2 more. Michael Toglia. That's super random. He's a first base prospect with the Rockies. He's got some power. And he just randomly shows up here in the 9-hole for the Mariners. And into the perfect spot. Base hit. In there to Cervone. It's an 0-1 count. Tolia's going to run now, and he will get there. Interesting. I'm not sure if his primary spot's actually listed as an outfielder or first, but he's got that flexibility. Runner in scoring position now for the Mariners. Waldichuk spears it. Got him. Over the top of the change, and Waldichuk's ahead of Zapata. The 0-2 is rolled to Sweeney. Toglia will advance. On the out. That was close. All right, we got to be careful with this one now. Juan Soto. He singled in his first trip. Ooh, come on now. There we go. Pitched him inside there, and we got a 2-2 count. Down the line, Cruz is over. He will make the catch in foul ground. 3-0, on to the fourth. Don gets a hold of one now. It's into center field and run down by Julio Rodriguez. Hoping I can tighten up a lot of the editing here on some of the full game experiences. I know we go through these episodes, and typically I have a full game in there. But in the course of a season, you know, each game isn't all that important. So I don't feel like, you know, 40 minutes of a full game is all that necessary if it's not a consequential series. Of course, random tangents like this, one after another, are part of how we get to those longer video lengths. All in all, I hope that this season is turning into a good viewing experience. Arise smokes it to first. Speared. Bottom of the fourth inning now. Rodriguez. Big wave there. Could have been 3-1. Instead, looking at a 2-2 count. Rodriguez chased again. Counts full now. Waldichuk misses low. Young to left. Cruz is over. Easy out there. Now, can we keep Julio from stealing second base is the idea. We got a lefty here. I'm sure that wouldn't keep him from thinking about running. Gregorio Uribe remains the only pitcher that I've successfully gotten a pickoff with in this series. A little fun trivia for you. I just can't have you screwing up a potential double play, Julio. There he goes, and it's going to be just an out at first if we get it, and we do not. That ball dribbled and just kind of died. So 2 on for the Mariners. Let's check this out again. Yeah, landed, or at first bounced about a foot in front of the plate. And now they're thinking there could be a bunt. Leonardo Rivas. He sends it down the line. Julio's going to score easily. Could be a runner behind him, but no. We got it back in quick enough. Mariners on the board. All right, this appears to be the first trouble inning for Ken Waldichuk. Can we limit the damage? A lot of speed on the base paths here. Cal Raleigh is the batter. Ooh, got him out in front of the slider there. Raleigh's hitting under 200 this season. The 1-1 inside. You can't walk this guy, though. You got to make him make a play. 3-1. Ooh, I mean, he's clearly not having a good year. And the 3-2. Taken ball 4. Loaded for Tolia. Action now in the A's bullpen. Tolia takes a strike that grazes the outer edge. Blew it by him. Get that confidence back, Kenny. 2 strikes now. Wow, what a good pitch. Down the line. This game's going to be tied. Tolia delivers on a 2-run single. That is the exact same hit Rivas had just a little bit earlier. And this game is tied at 3. It's on the ground. We need this, and it is 2. 2 outs and too late as the game's tied. So it's basically a brand new ball game as we head into the 5th inning. We might be making a pitching change in the bottom half, but for now, Soroka still in. I think we're definitely making a change here just to get a lefty against Soto and Julio. So what started out as a pretty good start for Waldichuk will not look that way once we wrap up the game. Chop to the right side, and a quick flip to Soroka. Sweeney hammers one the other way. It is turning foul and just missed his second home run. Soroka misses outside. We go full. Pitching Sweeney away. Game plan 3-2 is to stay that way, and he lines out to third. Aaron Ashby's been just as good as he was last year and really should be an all-star all over again. He's been worth every bit of that 2-year, $15 million contract. Might be asking for $15 a year after this. He's a free agent after this year among many on this team. Dylan Carlson, Arise, Waldichuk, Vargas, maybe Guerrero. Arise, did I say him? It's a long list. And he gets Zapata looking. Ooh, making Soto look at a perfect pitch here. How about an 0-2 count? Big curveball coming. Strike three on 3 pitches. Oh, he's cooking. This is awesome. Rodriguez strikes out as well, and it's an excellent 5th. And now we're into the Mariners bullpen. Brian Nishi. What I'm trying to do more this season and to tighten up the editing and presentation of these games is a little bit more just focus on the action pitches when the ball is in play or an at-bat ends. Like, I'm trying to focus more. If you're going to see multiple pitches in an at-bat, it's going to be because I'm talking about something, you know, storyline related, or I have something to say, or it's a very critical at-bat. And trying to focus a little bit less on just like the general every at-bat play-by-play, because it's just not worth stretching the video out. 3-1. We start things with a walk here in the 6th. Guerrero bounces to short. We've seen this before. Love the way Ashby's come into this game, especially after that ugly 4th inning. Picked up a couple strikeouts in the 5th. And it carries into the 6th against Cole Young. That one went foul at the last possible moment. Rivas is 2 for 2 on the day. Delivered a really big hit earlier. And that's going to be a rise on the backhand. Overthrowing Vladdy, but thankfully not into the dugout. Feel like we're seeing more kind of, you know, just flat out bad defense out of Luis Arise. They're going to give him a hit on that. I feel like sometimes it's okay to have a hit and an error. Soderstrom can't get him at second. Because, like, you can give the hitter credit. Like, yeah, he could have beat that out anyway. But I think that throw was awful enough to be deserving of an error. Raleigh looks at strike 2. Full count. Way too high. Ashby walks Raleigh. Another big opportunity for Michael Tolia. Big hits from Rivas. Big hits from Tolia. And it's weakly hit. Ashby. Can he get there? Yes! Inning over. All right, bottom of the order. It's the guys who have been pretty disappointing this year, with Luis Arise kind of sandwiched between them. Aaron Don leads things off. He's 0 for 2. That's just a good cutter. Ugly at bat. Arise, though, he turns on it. Belted to right. Goodbye. And that is 10 homers for Luis Arise. The A's take a 4-3 lead on their third solo homer of the day. Carlson trying to follow it up. And this one's going to run out of gas pretty quickly. Excellent job by Aaron Ashby. And now it's going to be Ricky Griggs coming in. Very reverse splits oriented this year. That's surprising. It was the opposite a year ago. Who is Ricky Griggs? I have no idea, but he usually gets outs. And we could use a couple here. So we're going to face top of their order here in the 7th. Nice job. Uh-oh. Left center giving a ride. Don chasing. Got it on the track. Ooh, he kept it down and did not get the call. That really stings. Enrique Zapata is the batter, and that's weakly chopped. Arise. Come on. Good throw this time. And, you know, I don't know what to feel on this at-bat because lefties are a little bit better, but Griggs has been, like I said, reverse splits this year. 3-1 to Soto, and he sends it to Don, and we had the game plan to take care of that. Perfectly shifted. Dude, Romano's numbers suck. 10.2 ERA, giving up a 333 to lefties, 423 to righties. Okay, things have gone south here. Fast. He is not getting the 8th inning. Sit down. It's going to be Haynes after Rodriguez has his AB. That is in a tough spot. From the grass, Vargas beats it out. And that'll bring up Trey Sweeney, who's just hit the ball hard, and now it hits into a double play. We leave the lefty in to face Rodriguez. Ooh. I don't want to give him a free pass in a one-run game with his speed. Come on, Ricky. I need one more, man. He didn't give it to us. And he's going to get pulled. We got Cole Young here, but Young actually hits lefties better. And I think that 4 plate appearances is enough there for Ricky Griggs. So now it's Kendrick Haynes. Obviously, he gave up the home run to O'Neal Cruz, but he's been mostly good this year. Could see a bunt here out of Cole Young. We'll see if he gets it down. He does here. Get that speed out there. Almost got 2. So that worked out in our favor. Morel is up now. Good job hitting the inside edge. Wow, what a money cutter right there. That was beautiful. Another good pitch from Haynes. We're going to go the short way here and get the 1. Leonardo Rivas. Couple big hits in this game already. He's 3 for 3 and belts it to deep right. Rivas puts the Mariners in front with his 4th hit of the game and his first homer on the entire season. Tried to go cutter up and in. I don't think he got up enough or in enough. It's an aggressive first pitch that we tried to throw there, but when I feel good about a guy's stuff, I'll make that move. It just ended up middle of the plate. And it's 5-4 Mariners. That's going to be a blown save for Kendrick Haynes. And another colossal home run allowed. Last year, their closer was Penn Murphy. I don't know who their closer is this year, but we're about to find out. Suddenly, we're on the ropes here in Seattle. Leonardo Rivas had other plans. And now we're going to get Lucas Sims. All right, Colorado Rocky franchise. Not legend. He was atrocious for 1 year and then an all-star the next. He's 13 for 16, really struggling against righties this year. And we'll see if our righty Vladimir Guerrero can get us off to a good start. Soderstrom and Don also due up. Up and in, ball one. Fastball, slider, and slurve from Lucas Sims. And slider drifts away. We'll definitely run for Vladdy if we can get him aboard. 2-1 now. In the air to right. Swing was late. Out number one. Soderstrom is hitless. Does have a line out. Hit the ball hard in that trip. Ah, man. We cannot be fouling off these fastballs. Again, that was late. Got him with a slider up and in. Usually they don't end up there. And so that leaves the game up to Aaron Dunn. He's also hitless on the day. Sims 1 out away. All right, too far inside and nearly hit him. I think we're late on that one too. No, that was actually on time. 1-1 now. And Dunn sends it out to right. This one's got carry. He tied it. Aaron Dunn with 2 outs. The game-tying homer. What a hit. His biggest perhaps of the season. And this game is bananas. Wow. He's been playing with fire all inning, though. Everything here has been pretty hittable. I mean, that slider, which was a miss, by the way. No one's targeting the upper corner on a slider like that. That was his best pitch. Dunn finally gives us what we've been waiting for this season. And we're going to have to get somebody warm. 1 second, please. I'd like to get bottom 9, huh? I think I'll probably warm up Murphy. Boy, it'd be nice to carry a lead into the 9th inning for Murphy. Ooh, come on. Feel like we haven't had a clutch hit like that in a while. We've had some good hits, you know, like a tie game and extras, but, you know, trailing in the 9th, backs against the wall type big moments. That one feels good. Let's not put it to waste. 1-2 on Luis Arise. Ah, man. A strikeout's going to bring us bottom 9 thanks to Aaron Dunn. And the game-tying home run. We're going to bring in Penn Murphy here in just a moment. Get him a little extra time here. We're going to put in our best. And this is his first non-save situation. It's just a really, it feels like a big game. Satoli is going to lead things off here for the Mariners. They've had their big hits from unlikely sources in this game. And Tolley is jammed. Skying it for Vargas. Good slider away from Murphy. He gets ahead of Cervone. The 0-2. Got him looking. And it's popped up by Zapata. Guerrero will send us to extra innings. Gonna make a change here and swap a Rise, probably for Royce Lewis. He's got more speed than Geloff. Dylan Carlson leads things off. This first at-bat is the most crucial. You have to advance the runner at the least. And Carlson lines hard to first. Inches from being a go-ahead double. Yusniel Cruz now, and we know it's going to take a hit. Sims still in the game, by the way. Cruz bounces it through. A late jump from Lewis, and he'll have to hold at third. Had to hesitate because the ball was in front of him and could have easily been played. So Cruz does his job. We could have gotten aggressive there sending him, but with that late start, I just didn't feel good about it. So that gives us Miguel Vargas. And he shoots it through into center field. Base hit, 6-5 ball game. Sims is just giving us hittable pitches. I hope he stays in, and he's not. Carlos Cabrera, the lefty, does not have great numbers. They go and play lefty-lefty. All right. Do we want to respond to that? I am going to respond to that. I'm putting in Geloff now. I want to try getting another run. And then what we'll do defensively is we will switch Geloff and Lewis. So Lewis goes to short, his primary. Geloff goes to second, his primary. Geloff left center field. It's going to pay off big. He's on his way to second, and two are coming around. 8-5 ball game here in the 10th. Just keep getting off-speed pitches in the middle of the plate. I can hit that today. It's the fastball they should be throwing. Carlos Cabrera versus Franmil Reyes now. The inning is not over. That's a pretty good curveball there. That's one of their best off-speed pitches of the day. There have been a lot of bad ones. 2-2. Oh, I had it. I had it, man. I dialed that up perfectly. Oh, man. See, Reyes is so tall. He's got this big zone. That looked high to me. And now Guerrero's turn. Already up 3. Would not mind 4. Or even 5. It's going to be 4. Up the middle, a single, and Geloff is going to score. They kept the grass a little long here. That thing just started dying. It went nowhere once it got through. A big 10th inning here for Oakland. All of this on the back of Aaron Dawn extending the game. We're still not done. The offense gets hot right at the very tail end of the game. Aaron Dawn started this rally, and the last 9 at-bats feel like a major breath of fresh air. Baseball's such a funny game, man. We're 1 at-bat away from it being a 5-4 loss with a very different narrative to what we could be looking at now. Because of one big swing from Dawn that opened the door for the rest to follow. Under this one, it might put an end to this inning. Can we protect a 4-run lead? I certainly don't think we've won this game quite yet. Let's get Geloff and Lewis swapped. Make sure the rest is good. It is. I got to improve my quality control over here. All right. So we're going to leave Murphy in for at least the beginning of the inning. I wouldn't mind just like 1 at-bat. Like face Soto and get out of there. and stay available for the following days. Ooh. 3-2 to Soto with Julio on deck. And it's past Guerrero. That's going to score a run. We're looking at a 3-run game with Soto on his way to second base. Now we're leaving Murphy in for Julio, and it's a big cut. Trying to get that first out, and he goes around. Big strikeout. All right, we used our best pitcher to get through their best hitters, and now we're making a move. And it's Jonathan Hernandez, who admittingly hasn't been great this year. But we've already used our best guys. On the ground, staying put is Soto, and the flip from Vargas. Just one more. One more. Christopher Morel is the batter. A 9-6 game. There's a strike. Not where you want it, but it's there. What the heck is that? I knew it. I knew it. All right, he got that by him. 3-2 now. And it's strike 3 looking. With Leonardo Rivas, who's 4 for 4 on deck. He did not get the chance to tie the game. I thought we were about to see a walk and Rivas get one more chance to be the hero. We spoil his excellent day, and it's the A's winning 9-6 in extras in a pretty fantastic game. Why can't they all be this good, man? That was one heck of a game of baseball. It's part of why I love the show. Hard to find a better way to spend an hour of my time than a game like this. You know, it took extra innings, but it was the type of offensive day that I think we should be capable of a little bit more often. And I love seeing the team play like this. That's a good way to get the month of June started. We had a 15-10 April, followed by a 14-14 May. Hoping to see us step it up here in June with a lot of road baseball. We're going to play more on the road than we will at home here in this month. But if we get our offense on track, I don't care where the ballpark is. So if we want to stick with what we just did there, and maybe it's a good idea, you know, Aaron's on base and average this year are okay, but should he be in the leadoff role when he's not doing anything particularly well? Especially compared to Vargas, who's better in, you know, power, average, and on base. We had Sweeney in the 2 spot hitting near 300, 371 on base. Far better slugging numbers than Aaron Don. But if there's an area of concern right now with this team, I think it's our corner outfield offensive output. Although Cruz has gotten hot recently, and now that some time is passing, we're getting some boost to his ratings. Some are going down, but the vast majority are on the rise. And then Dylan Carlson, just a weak offensive showing in the first couple months. And that's with Miguel Cabrera on the bench with a better average, more homers, more RBIs, and he's done that in less than half the at-bats. Wow. 364 on base, 526 slugging. That's a lot of slugging to leave on the bench. Is the defense worth it? I'll leave you with that question here on my way out. Thank you all for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed recording it. I almost didn't record an episode today. How foolish that would have been. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hard to believe you wouldn't be subbed if you're watching like episode 90 here in the end of November. But y'all take care. More baseball on the way in the A's franchise.